And allow me to introduce you the final prepared speaker of today, the heavyweight champion in our club, Alina.
I will accuse psychology today. First of all, I want to accuse it that it tries to present us its truth under the science disguise. Secondly, I want to accuse it that it tries to tell us what is good, what is bad, how we should think, what will make us happy. And I think it is very dangerous, because nowadays we live in the society of people who care more for the freedom of speech rather than freedom of thought. There are two kinds of psychology: classical psychology and pop psychology. Classical psychology is what chosen people create when they decide, for example, how many levels of short memory our impression should go through, or why do we get into our pants in the kindergarten, or what is our unconsciousness is all about, and other essential things that they have right to answer for whole the humanity. And in our practical life, this stuff has no sense and no value, because each man can picture for himself the working concept of human being according to his own beliefs, experience, observations, culture, and this concept would be better than that one proposed by the guru of psychology. Now about pop psychology. There are heaps of books about how to make Bill Gates to fall in love with you, or 10 ways of reading the thoughts of other people not using torturing kit. And if you read all this stuff, you risk to identify your always drunk neighbor as a man who tends to intellectual achievements by the green color of his socks. And you will fail your business meeting because you will pay more attention to the fingers of your partner, to whether he scratched his nose or not, than pay attention what he's talking about. We hear all the time, psychologists decide, psychologists think, psychologists proved with the help of their experiments. But the result of psychological experiments will always be subjective views of people or who participate in the experiment, or the subjective view of psychologists. Besides, all the psychological experiments is a natural artificial environment, and all people act differently when they are being watched or participate in the experiment. 70% of the participants of psychological experiments are students who study psychology in the Western countries or USA, because it is very expensive to find people in the street, and it's difficult and needs time. So all this psychological stuff will not work with you, because when those people made their experiments, you didn't participate in them. There are a lot of psychological trainings about how to open our inner abilities and potential. It is very easy and modern way of earning money. A man who gets used to all these schemes and patterns loses the ability to be spontaneous and free in his life. He always needs patterns and schemes for each situation. And those schemes can work only in artificial circumstances. Imagine you learn karate, and you already karate, and you already became a master in it. But when you meet a bully, he doesn't know what posture he should take for you to be able to exercise your karate skills on him. And he uses all forbidden strikes. So you, with all your karate professionalism, are more unprotected than ever. All this psychological stuff can help you to cope with symptoms of your disease, but it can do nothing with the cause of it. Imagine you go to the dentist with a toothache, and your dentist tells you, oh, we will paint this black cavity hole in white color so you can be able to smile again. Would you be satisfied with such a result? I guess not. I want to live my own life. I want to make my own mistakes. I want to be unpredictable, not only for psychology, but even for myself. I don't need patterns and schemes for each new event, for each situation in my life. I don't want to prove anyone that I'm happy and that is why I'm worthy. And this is all psychology is, and that is what all psychology is about. I'm so sure that I'm worthy that when I will be unhappy, I will not need psychoanalytic. Because I will use the spirit of my life to grow, to understand what is good, what is bad, what life is for. Psychology is a religion of conformists, but it is always a narrow path to freedom, to happiness, to truth. And this path is not a path of comfort. Dostoevsky wrote in his book about teardrop of a child and that the whole world doesn't worth it. But what would be from this child without this experience of his pain, without understanding it? How he would be able to build his character, who he will be? To think by yourself is the most expensive thing. It's the most expensive thing for human being. Our brain is so small, but it takes almost all the energy that we get from food. But you are so precious that you deserve the most expensive thing. Think about it.